Hi and welcome to Gardening Time. Today I'm going to give you guys a July tour of what we have growing in our gardening beds and in our landscape this time of year. So we're going to start off the tour with the front flower bed, and I'm going to show you what we have currently in bloom in our flower bed. So the first thing you can see is the astilbe, the pink astilbe here and over there. That is in full bloom and really looking beautiful. I love the feathery plumes that the astilbe puts off. I just think they're so pretty. We also have, if I turn over here, you can see that our, whoops, come back over here. You can see that our Casa Blanca Oriental lilies here are just about to come into bloom. And we're going to have a lot of those. You can see all the blooms on the ends of the stalk there. Back here we have some hydrangeas that are in bloom. I believe this variety is called Twist and Shout. It's a variety, I got this from Home Depot a few years ago. And if we walk a little bit further, there's a lot of pink right now going on. Here's another variety of hydrangea. I think this is called Endless Summer. My poor rose bush, this is my David Austin rose bush, has taken a beating from, I think it's been the Japanese beetles, but the leaves are just riddled with holes. So I did spray it the other day, but it's probably going to take it a few weeks to recover. It's another variety of hydrangea. And then this is some more of the astilbe. And just beyond the astilbe again is another hydrangea. So I need to add some more acid fertilizer around the hydrangeas in this bed to get, hopefully to get some of them to either come out more purpley or even blue. But so this way at least I have a few different colors than just pinks, which pinks are nice, but it's also nice to have the lavenders and blues as well. This is a again another one of the Twist and Shouts. You can really see what the flower heads on these look like. Very unique. I think they're pretty. Really cool looking. And yeah, the bed is just looking really full. This is like, I think, my favorite bed that we currently have, just because of how full the bed is. I love all the ground covers that we have in this bed. Right here is some ground phlox, and every year that just tends to spread a little bit more and more. And then over here we have some bugleweed growing as ground cover. And the nice thing with all that ground cover and all that vegetation is it really helps to cut down on the amount of weeds that you have in a bed. So here's just another look at what the bed looks like. I do have some lamb's ear as well. You can see that along the edge of the bed in a couple of places coming in. So yeah, just all in all, it's just looking really lush and healthy. All right, I'm going to take you over to this corner bed. Now, for some reason, I don't know exactly what's going on, but this bed a couple of years ago used to be really, all the plants were really lush and full, and then I think we have a slug and or a earwig infestation in this area. I did spray the plants this year, so a couple of days ago, so and I think I'm just going to have to stay on that and also put some slug bait down to try and get rid of any kind of critter problem that we have currently going on. I'm going to show you down here in the corner. This is my one of my rhododendrons right here. And this guy didn't bloom this year. I was kind of disappointed. It has these beautiful pink blooms on it that are absolutely beautiful. So anyhow, all right, I'm going to take you back and show you some of our fruiting trees now. Okay, this is our plum tree that we put in this spring. I got this plum tree from online. I ordered it from fastgrowingtrees.com. It is doing really good. It's got quite a few more branches on it than it did when we first put it in, and the leaves have really come out on it. We do currently have it wrapped in a protective cloth because we have a big Japanese beetle problem here in our area, and in order to get our fruit trees to live their first and second year usually is what it takes, we have to cage them in this protective cloth. And what this does is it allows the tree to keep its leaves intact, so that those leaves will feed the roots, and it's able to get a really strong root system growing. And usually after a couple of years of doing this, the tree is healthy enough and big enough to be able to withstand the attacks from the Japanese beetles. All right, let me show you a few of our other fruiting trees that we have. So this right here is our Stella cherry tree. And I don't know how well you can see it, but this tree, we caged it for 2 years, and this year this tree has just absolutely taken off. It's I just can't believe how tall it is. It's probably hard to tell from the camera, but I would say this tree is probably 10 feet tall. And it started out where it was maybe 6 feet tall a couple of years ago. And so yeah, or I think this is its 3rd year right now. So yeah, after 3 years, it's grown quite a bit. And then just beyond that, we have our Fuji apple tree, and we caged this one last year. And this year last year it was very large. We had, it was kind of a little too big for the cloth bag that we had it in. And so this year we just decided, well, it seems healthy enough, we're just not going to even put anything on it. And it is doing phenomenal. It has got several apples on it. Last year we only had 1 apple. That was our first year that we actually got an apple off of this. And this year we have several. There's a close-up of 1 in there, but there are several apples in this tree. If I come up here, you can see a few more tucked in there. So yeah, it is doing really well. And then I'm going to take you over and show you one more. This is another tree. We put this one in, it was last year. This is our Red Delicious, and again, this one this is its 2nd year being caged. And this one is doing really, really well too. So hopefully next year we won't have to cover it. We'll just see how it, how it does this year with growth. But yeah, that one's doing really good as well. Okay. And then just beyond that, we have our, I think it's a snow white crabapple tree, this one right here, and that one's got a lot of fruit on it. The cool thing with this variety of crabapple is the little crabapples in the fall turn bright red, and in the wintertime it loses all of its foliage, but it holds on to its fruits. So it almost looks like it's decorated with bright red little balls. Really, really pretty. And then the birds, it's also food for the birds as well. Okay, I'm gonna come over here and show you now our west side garden. I've got some work to do in this. We've been busy working on other projects, so I really haven't had the time to attend to this garden as much as I've wanted to, but I'm going to show you what we do have growing in here. So I'm going to start off over here, come down, over. So this little patch here, I just put those in a few weeks ago. That is the balloon flower. So I got a nice little drift of those going on. I have rocks around them to protect them. We've got some kind of animals that come in every time I plant something, and they like to dig up whatever I've planted. So, but whenever I put stones around the plants, they tend to leave them alone. I added this metal iron urn here, and I put some, I forget the name of that sedum. It's a ground cover sedum. That is the best stuff right there. I bought two small pots of those last year. And I overwintered those in my husband's shop, and I didn't even have to do that because I had some of it growing in a pot that I left outside all winter long. And that stuff came back and is doing phenomenal. But anyhow, the stuff that I overwintered in his shop, I was able to divide that, and now I've got several of these plants, and they're very hardy. They can withstand drought, they can withstand really high heat, a lot of abuse, which is, those are just those plants, and it's a beautiful plant. It's bicolored. Let me see if I can get any in closer and show you what the plant looks like here. Whoops. So, yeah, it's a bicolor leaf. So it's like a green and yellow, and it's just really pretty. It's a nice pop of color. So while we're here, I'm going to back up and show you. These are my pink Veronicas. I have to cut these back. These are just going out of bloom. So if I cut these back now, hopefully we'll get a second flush of blooms before this fall. And then this is my Nepeta. I think this is Cat's Pajama. I have to do the same thing on this. I have to come in and shear all this back. Because this is basically done blooming, and hopefully get a second flush of blooms on this as well. The bees and butterflies absolutely love the Nepeta. You can just see my, what is that called? I can't remember the name of this right now. If I think about it, I'll put the name on the screen, but these are just getting ready to come into bloom. And over here, You can see one coneflower right there just coming in, and there's several more that are just getting ready to come out. Those are doing really well. And just beyond that, you see the little girl statue I have there. Well, to the right of her, I have some bee balm coming in. That I transplanted some of that I had growing in, or that I do have growing in our vegetable garden beds. I transplanted that last year, and those have really taken off. And just beyond that, I've got my blue spruce, and I cannot believe how much growth that has put on. When I bought that, it was just like, I don't know, maybe 2.5 feet tall. And yeah, it's really beefing up. Back behind the Nepeta, I don't know how well you can see it, but I do have some Autumn Joy sedum coming in, and that's getting ready to come into flower. And then right next to it, I have my Madonna Shasta daisies. Those are a shorter variety of the Shasta daisies. I planted those from seed. I put those in the ground last year, and I didn't get any blooms off of them. But this year, you can see they are just loaded with blooms, and they're doing really well. And then we have the feverfew, which is these really tall plants with the white mop heads on them of flowers. Those are just going out of bloom. Got some variegated grass here, looking really nice this year. And if I come down, you can just see all the bachelor buttons. And I didn't plant any of this year. This has all come back from seed from the bachelor button that I grew last year. So I need to stake that up. A lot of it's falling over. I just haven't had time. And then if I come over here, you can see we've got some Cupid's, I think it's Cupid's darts, I think is the name of these purple flowers here. Really pretty. My Rose of Sharon pink chiffon has really put on a lot of growth as well, and it does have quite a few buds on it. It had one bloom on it, but that's already died back, but it's getting ready to really put on a beautiful show. This is our sand cherry, and every year this gets attacked really hard with the Japanese beetles. I did spray this. We also put down some milky spore on the lawn, and that is known to be something that will kill the grubs, but it's all natural. It doesn't harm anything else. We put that down in the spring. We put some down last fall, but then we put a bunch down this spring as well. So I'm hoping that that will have an effect on how many of these Japanese beetles we get next year. It's supposed to, like every year, you're supposed to see less and less of them, and it works. I think they said like up to 10 years it lasts in the lawn. It's just a natural product that you could read up more about it if you want online. And underneath the sand cherry, I've got our lavender that's in bloom right now, looking really pretty. And then just beyond that, I have my patch of yarrow, and I have all different colors, and this is the first year that all the colors are coming in, and I just think it's looking so pretty, really colorful. Liriope, I think that's the name of this plant here that I couldn't remember the name of earlier. This one right here, I think that's Liriope. I've got our mock orange. This is a new plant. I purchased that in the spring. I was really thrilled when I found that mock orange. I've been wanting a mock orange plant for forever. Those supposedly have a beautiful scent to them. They smell like basically like an orange tree, have like that orange tree scent to them, which is why they're called a mock orange. But they have a beautiful scent to the flowers, and the flowers are really pretty as well. Beautiful white flowers on them. Then I've got a dahlia here that I put in the ground, and that one's just getting ready to bloom. This is a privet here. I love the color on this privet. I lost one of these that I planted. For whatever reason, it died this spring, and I had to take it out. But I'm just thrilled that this one actually made it, because I love that color. And here is some more Veronica. This is a blue variety, or purple variety, bluish purple of Veronica, and these are doing really well this year. We have our Stella daylily. It's in bloom. And these daylilies are called Fragrant Returns, and they do have a beautiful scent to them. I still have flags in the ground on where to put bulbs, and I still have some bulbs that I need to transplant from the vegetable garden out here. These right here are a form of chamomile. These I planted from seed. They have really pretty yellow flowers on them. Planted these from seed this spring, and these are all doing really well. These are supposed to be perennial, so I'm hoping that they come back year after year, and every year they get more and more, they come together more like a grouping, because I'd like to have a nice pretty drift of these. And I was going to show you, that is a catnip plant right there. That thing is in bloom right now, and I need to cut some of that and dry it for the kitty cats. They love the catnip. They like it fresh, but they also like it dried as well, and it's nice to have in the winter time to give them some of that. All right, I'm going to take you to the shade garden now and show you what we have going on there. Okay, this is the shade garden, and I'm really happy with the shade garden. It's really coming along in terms of the plants and filling in. Here right in front, I've got our choke cherries. These are some trees that are coming in. I planted these. These were little saplings when I put them in the ground, and it's taken them a number of years to kind of beef up, but they're doing quite well. And then I also have a lot of hazelnut trees in here as well. But if you can get back beyond all that, I wanted to show you my hostas that are just looking fabulous. This is a guacamole. I've got a couple of these, and then just beyond those are the blue angels that are currently flowering. And I have several other varieties as well, but those are the two large ones. Those get really large. We got our little bird bath here with our little cherub in it, looking really sweet. And down below we've got the spotted, what is that called? I think it's spotted nettle. Another beautiful hosta. And then a beautiful cement statue there. I picked that up, gosh, I think it was last year I found that. Really sweet little cherub. And just more hostas, and I love this stuff. This stuff, it's like, it acts as like a ground cover, and it just spreads, and it gets these beautiful purple flowers on it in the springtime. Really sweet. And I'm not going to walk all the way down, but just to kind of pan over and show you, whoops. You can still, or you can see I have quite a bit of filling in to do over here. Again, we'll get there. It's probably going to take a couple of years to get all that to fill in. Yeah, oops. I'm going to pan back over this way and show you from this side what our west side is looking like. So it's coming together. There's a lot. It's like it's a lot of green going on here. So I need to kind of shore up some of the trees so you can see the hostas underneath. And I also need to bring in some brighter plants and such to get in here. Shade gardens are one of those ones. It's kind of tricky because you are in the shade, so you know it's hard to get a lot of the flowering plants. So you basically have to find plants that have bright leaf color that can handle the shade, or variegated leaf color that can handle the shade, to get so that basically it just doesn't look like a sea of green. And that's what I'm currently working on right now, is getting some different leaf color plants with different leaf color in. Okay, I am going to now take you in and show you what we have growing in our vegetable beds. Right here though, I'm going to stop right here, and this is our asparagus bed, and we got so much asparagus out of this bed this spring. It was unbelievable. It was awesome. Very, very happy with this asparagus bed. It's not that large of a bed, I mean, but for two people, I mean, it gives us all the asparagus we could ask for. So all right, garden is doing really well this year. Very, very happy with everything. First thing I wanted to show you guys was I am growing a different variety of eggplant. Let me get in here and show you. So this eggplant, it's called White Knight, and the fruits are actually obviously white in color, and they're elongated. The reason I got this variety is because for whatever reason, the eggplants where we're at, the regular eggplants, the big purple ones, haven't been growing well for us these past couple of years. I don't know if we don't have enough heat or a long enough summer, but whatever the case may be, we just weren't getting any eggplants, and I love eggplant. So I found out about this variety off of Baker's Creek, decided to try it, and so far it looks like this is going to be a good variety for our area. It's got several fruits growing off of it already, and it's just the beginning of July. So yeah, so, and the taste is, it's supposed to have a really good taste to it as well, but I will keep you updated on that and let you guys know, because this might be something, if you're having a similar problem, this might be something that you might want to try as well. So this right here is a Armenian cucumber. This is one of our favorite cucumbers, is the Armenian. But I also I'm trying this year for the first time a English cucumber. This is a very long variety. You can see, I don't know how well you can see that. Let me get close here. So you can see this one right here. This one is ready to actually be picked. So we'll probably have this with our dinner tonight and give it a try. So this is an English variety of cucumber. So they're supposed to have less seeds in them and be less bitter. And so far I'm really happy with these. These are doing really well in terms of production as well. So you can see over here, whoops, got a couple of babies coming in. This little guy here. So yeah, that's doing really well. And over here on the other side of the trellis, I have a Jack Be Little, and this thing is just kind of taking over. This is a mini pumpkin. They are edible and they're pretty tasty. And so far, like I said, this year, because I don't have a garden bed for growing melons and squashes in yet, so I decided to grow this variety up our trellis this year until we get a bed for that stuff. It's doing really well. And then I just have over here, this is a melon. Oh, look at that. I've got a baby melon down there. Wow, I didn't even see that. So this is a it's a mini melon. They don't get very big. I think they're about 1 pound or 2 pounds in by the time they're ready to eat, but it's supposed to be a good melon, again, for areas where you have a shorter growing season, because I have not had much success at all with growing cantaloupes and that kind of thing in our area. So let me see if I can see the name on that. Yeah, it's called a Minnesota melon. So far, very happy with this melon. It seems to be doing really well in our area. All right, I'm going to show you what else we've got going on here. So you see here, it's just a sea of green. These are all of our Roma tomatoes, and oh, I cannot believe how loaded up these things are with tomatoes. I don't know if you can see in there, but these are doing really, really well. Very, very happy with these. Nice green and lots of fruit. Show you over here. The other thing we have growing, and I do this every year, is I grow basil in the middle of the, in between the 2 rows of tomatoes. And we've got some blue spice basil this year that we've been growing. First year growing that. And oh my word, that is like the best basil. I can't even, the flavor on it, the scent of it is just phenomenal. It makes a fantastic tea for drinking. It's good for eating. I can't go on enough about it. We also have the traditional Genovese basil as well. Down here we've got some nasturtiums, and then here we have some lovage. The cool thing with lovage, this is a perennial, so it should come back year after year. It tastes just like celery. You can use it just like you would use celery. You can use it in salads, you can use it in soups and cooking. And it is doing phenomenal. I grew this from seed. This is the first year growing it, and I just can't believe how big the plant's gotten the first year out. For being a perennial, that's amazing. And I got the seeds off of Baker's Creek as well. Most of our seeds are coming from Baker's Creek. I mean, I do grab a few from our local stores that are like burpee seeds, but a lot of these plants, the seeds are from Baker's Creek, the more unusual varieties. Oh, I didn't show you our strawberries. So this, you might notice this is the row cover off of our old wood bed that we ended up tearing down. I put this row cover to protect our strawberries. And this year we did phenomenal with our strawberries. Because this actually protects them from the birds and the chipmunks, and so you don't have to worry. And rain can still penetrate it and everything else, but it just protects the fruits from birds and other predators. Okay, this is our pepper patch. So we have jalapenos. We have some cayenne peppers, and we have a bunch of bell peppers here. And those are all coming in really nice. Then we have, these are our slicer tomatoes. We've got boxcar willies, pink brandywines, and I have a yellow tomato variety as well. Oh, and some best boys. And these are all doing really well. Lots of flowers, lots of baby tomatoes. I always look forward to every year getting that first taste of tomato. In fact, let me come over here and show you. We've got 2 cherry tomato varieties that we are growing. These are our 2 favorite cherry tomato varieties. This one here, and we've got 2 of these plants, is called a honeycomb, and this is from Burpee. So let me show you what one of these looks like. So this is it's a yellow tomato. This has the taste on these. I don't know. My husband and I both, we just absolutely love these. Really nice, really good flavor, and absolutely prolific. I mean, look at all the fruits that we have coming in on these. And then right next to it is this is called a black cherry, and this is a dark cherry variety, and I don't know, I'm looking to see if we have any. Here's one over here. Let me come to this second plant. So we have 2 of each of the cherry tomatoes. We have 2 plants for each. So we have a total of 4 cherry tomato plants. This is one, it's very close to being ripe. but you can see the difference in color on these. And these have a really good flavor as well to them. Anyhow, guys, I hope you're having a blessed day, and we will catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.